There we go. Caradwin in the morning. Oh, my word. Let's see here. Coming around to your way here. Moment. Where am I at? Did I get the right show? Oh, my word. There it is. Greetings and salutations. It is I, the spiritual entertainer. Good to see you, good to have you here. Hear the voice of the bard, who present, past, and future sees, whose ears have heard the holy word that walks amongst the ancient trees, calling the lapsed soul and weeping in the evening dew, that might control the starry pole, and fallen light renew. O earth, return, arise from out of the dewy grass. Night is worn, and the morn rises from the slumberous mass. Turn away no more, while without turn away, the starry floor, the watery shore, is given thee to the break of day. There you have it, the voice of the bard. I am your bard. Good to have you. Good to see you all here with me here as I begin here. Good to see Finn, Steve, Darth Raven, Confucius. Good to see you. And truthfully, Isaiah 13:6, you saw that, right? Yeah. The 13th chapter of Isaiah, God raises up a nation to punish the Babylonians by violating their women, harming their children, and stealing their things. It is quite inappropriate, right? What kind of gods do these things? Evil ones. Evil ones do these things. Good gods do not raise up nations to violate women. It is quite wicked. That to me, that was one of the most wicked things in the Old Testament. I don't have a problem with it being a mythology. As a mythology, what you find is, a tribal war god being a tribal war god, right? There's nothing wrong with that as a mythology. That's normal. But the problem is, in the Christian tradition, is they say this is how God really is. And they'll make excuses for that. They'll say, well, you know what, in war, these things happen. Yes, but the context of the scriptures there, God is doing this. God is making this happen. What kind of gods do that? Evil ones, right? But today is Goddess Monday. We're going to be talking about goddesses this evening. I wrote something out real quick. Put it on my Substack. The Quest for the Maiden. I share. I had a spiritual experience probably not too long ago that all of my romantic desires, all of, growing up, all the poetry that I've written, all of the sad songs that I have cried to, these are based in this quest for the maiden, finding the goddess in my life. Even in my relationship with my wife is that the greatest achievement of humanity is this reality of the maiden. And so I'm going to talk about that later on today. The leader of the archons is called the Bach 3. I don't know what the Bach 3 is. I never heard of that before. Yeah, I believe in the archons. I believe that there are beings at work in this world. Just look at our politicians. Some of these politicians and all of the things that they are not like real people to us, right? These are not how real people act. But that indeed is how the archons act, right? Now, are you sure he raises up a nation, or he's describing what's going to happen? Either way, He raises up the nation to punish them. That is the beginning of Isaiah chapter 13. He's going to bring judgment down upon the Babylonians. Now, the other way that you can look at it truthfully is he knows what's going to happen. You could put it that way. Now, if I know, as a human being, if I knew that my neighbor was going to get raped and I was all for it, I would be an evil person. So either way you want to look at it, truthfully, that is a wicked God. There's no way to get around it. This is the wickedness of the Bible. Not my God. No way. No way. There are so much more, yes, patterns continue through the later books. Skooma dealers here. We're all lined up to get our skooma going as we begin our day. Good to have you here. What do I think of Christian quantum mechanics? There's something to the idea of spirituality at the quantum level. The problem with Christian quantum mechanics is they use their mythology in it, which is inappropriate. As I demonstrated today, the Bible is never meant to be this is how God is book. And when you mix it up with quantum mechanics, we're screwed. If God really is this way, we are doomed. We are certainly doomed. Let's see. Hail Keredwin. Thank you, worshiper of the old gods. My neighbor who lives just an hour away from me. There's a glitch in your signal. Let me refresh and come in and out. The audio is cutting in and out. Just make heads up. All right. So let me try it. Is it my voice or is it the music? Let me see if I can try to correct that problem here. Let me see if maybe turn the music down a tad. All right. How am I sounding right now? Is it still, do I need to get my headphones? Is it still, am I coming in clear? Is it better? Good. Good. All right. Sometimes it does it. It does weird shit on here. I was not able to find your email. Oh, all right. Let me give it to you right here. Now, Darth Raven as well. Darth Raven, you need my email because I tried to give you my Discord information and you weren't able to respond to it. So let me give you my email here. I'll put it in the chat. Now, if you're using a phone for YouTube, it doesn't give out emails on the About Me. You have to be on a computer to get the emails. I don't know if people knew that or not. There's my email. Darth Raven, email me, and I will give you my Discord. A worshiper of the old gods. There's the email information. We're going to have him, we're going to interview him about the Masonic tradition, and we'll have an interview soon, hopefully. Your mechanic's name is Jesus? Very nice. My neighbors are named Jesus, lots of them. Red or purple skooma? Mix it up. Red and purple make a certain color, right? Blue? Let's do that. Where are we at here? Let's see here. Red. Some people red skooma, some people blue skooma. I like to do it all and mix it up together for the best experience. That's better on your end. Wonderful, wonderful. Your phone is all you got. That's probably why you weren't able to get the email. You post in chat? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's see. My email's on my About Me page, so it's not like it's hidden. And, all right. You haven't seen Hotmail in 20 years? Yeah, this is an old account. I mean, I've had it since like 1998, 96. I don't remember when the Hotmail is Microsoft calls it Outlook now, but back then it was Hotmail, and all of their people who have Hotmail accounts, which is probably 1 million people in the world, they still use that address. So yeah, Hotmail is quite old. I've had it forever. let's see here. Yeah, showing your age, Deacon. Yes, I'm an old timer. I've been around a long time. So I haven't been able to get the senior citizen discount yet, but I'm getting up there. I'm getting up there. Let's see. The BAC -3, you mean Satan? I don't know what a BAC -3 is. Is this some type of alien spacecraft? I've never heard of that initials or anything. Do you still check your evil father, Deacon Alt on Grindr? Yeah. Yeah, I go back and forth with it. Yeah. Do I smoke weed? No, I eat it. I don't smoke. No, I do not smoke. In the evenings, Shadow ESO, I use gummies. Now, some of you, we talked about this other day. The Congress has caused a problem in the United States with the distribution of gummies. 500,000 people are going to be out of a job at the end of next year. November 2026 is when they reduce the potency of gummies down to like point something percent, which is going to be useless. It's going to be useless. Hopefully, we'll be able to get that overturned. We have, we don't have long. So if you are into politics and that shit, this was part of the let's not shut the government down bill. Now, these people are evil. They always put evil shit in these bills to make their deals. And the Republicans in the United States, they don't like people getting high. They're always concerned about that, It's because they're getting all their drugs for free. They don't care about other people who need it for medical reasons and things. So I use marijuana gummies in the evening, and it's been the best thing for me. Because I would use alcohol in the evenings to deal with my pain. And I've lost 30 pounds using gummies. I take Delta 9 when I get home from picking up my children from school. And it just allows my evening to be relaxful. It helps with the pain. But these and I don't want to get a marijuana card, because if you get a marijuana card, you can no longer own firearms. I need firearms for protection. There's a lot of crazy ass Christians that want to murder me. They have made it very clear. So as some of you know, there are Christians with severe mental illnesses, and they have made it clear that they want to destroy my life here on this channel. So I have to protect myself. I have firearms all over my home. All of my children, when they are 13 years old, I teach them how to use weapons. I grew up in the ghetto of Detroit. And so I believe in weapons. I know that there's a problem with crazy people here in the United States and, guns and things. But I use weapons to protect myself from evildoers. I also use weapons when I go out into my grove. Like yesterday morning, I left my home 5 a.m. in the morning to go to my grove to watch the sunrise. When I got out to my grove, I have a stone circle that had been, the wild boars had removed all of the dirt around. They knocked I had to recast my stone circle. And as I was sitting meditating, a family of boars was just behind me. Now, I was able to scare them away, but sometimes boars, they have powerful, sharp tusks. Now, these boars aren't like little piggies. These are massive creatures. I mean, half my size. I'm 6'4". The boars that I saw yesterday, they were about 4 feet high. I mean, they were massive. They were huge, powerful beasts. If they wanted to charge me, they could cut me up. I was sitting down. I had my gun in my lap because I knew that between when the sun up and sun down, the animals of twilight, they are quite active. So I have to carry a weapon to protect myself to go out to my sacred grove. If I don't, I certainly, I've seen bears out there. I've seen, all kinds of wild animals out there, that I have to protect myself. So to get a marijuana card, it would be illegal federally illegal for me to own firearms, which will suck. That's why I don't want to get a marijuana card. I certainly could get one, and then I'd have to give up. I have a pain therapist. I take opioids in the morning, opioids for breakfast. I've been doing that since 2006. It helps with my pain. I'm not an addict. Some people get hooked on opioids. I just take them in the morning to get my day going. And if you get marijuana cards, you lose access to opioids. I'd have to go to a different doctor. So the government is screwing me out of the things that are making me a healthy person. And if you are into politics and all that shit, try to do something about this. This 500,000 people are going to be losing their jobs at the end of next year. All of these people, I love my what they're called moon gummies. This place that I buy from them. I support them. All right, where am I at here? Fight the power. Fight the power. Legalize it. Shadow ESO. You are an ESO player. I was a beta tester for Elder Scrolls Online. It was real fun in the beginning until it went into the cash grab mode. But ESO, I don't know if you have that in your name, so I'm assuming that you're a big Elder Scrolls Online. What was really nice about Elder Scrolls Online is that you feel like you're playing Elder Scrolls. They have a quest where the main quest for the original game is you defeat this great Daedra being who is trying to conquer the world. It's really well done. Most of the games that you play that are the massive multiplayer onlines, they don't have a climax. They don't have a conclusion. They just keep adding stuff onto it. But that was very unique about the Elder Scrolls Online, is that it had a climax, a conclusion for it. But unfortunately, it went into I don't blame people for wanting to make a living, but some of these people are just greedy as hell. And when you have people who are just in the greed, they ruin their games. It is no longer about enjoyment, about immersion. It's about how can we make money. Let's see here. Good to see you. Tasty tea. Tasty tea. When you get those munchies, when you've smoked a couple of reefers, tasty teas, pizza rolls are for you. Good morning, CM Sheik. Good to see you. And Stefan, am I Russian? No, I am not. My mother speaks Russian. She used to teach Russian. It's a funny story. When she moved down to Florida, she up north, people, they have more culture up there. She could teach Russian at a high school. But down here, they don't have a lot of options for the redneck communities at this public school system. It's like if you don't know Spanish. And so she learned Spanish in high school, so that was able to get her foot into the door of the public school systems, teaching a language that she learned in high school. And she had her master's degree in Russian. There's not a lot of culture down here in Florida unless you have camouflage pants. Let's see here. Humans have gotten high for as long as we can, yeah. And you got all of this anti-marijuana stuff comes from evangelical Christianity, the puritanicalism. Marijuana is much more safer than alcohol. This is something that has been debated widely and proven. In terms of the health benefits, it's unfortunate that our governments are so hung up on these marijuana bans. Let's see. How was everyone's weekend? Yours went well? You went to the temple and had a great service? You did some kirtan. I don't know what a kirtan is. Is that a Hindu thing? How worried are you about losing gummies? Next year, I'm going to stock up a year's supply. And then I'm going to get my marijuana card. That's how worried I am about it. Unless our good friend Rand Paul can save us from the tyranny of the government and stealing our reefers from us. Save us, Rand Paul, save us. Yeah, I might have to fast and pray because I don't want to start drinking again. Drinking helped me with my pain. A nice bottle of wine or, I really like doing maybe I would take 4 to 6 shots in the evening of Jack Daniels or something to help me to make dinner, because that's how much pain I am in at the end of the day. So the marijuana has been wonderful. I mean, if you watch some of my older videos, my head is shrinking. It was 3 times the size. I don't know. Most of my body doesn't have the fat on it. It's all in my head. It just continues to grow and blows up. So I don't want to get all that weight back. That was a blessing to me to lose 30 pounds. I mean, I had to use this all of the time. I hardly ever use it anymore. My inhaler. There's a lot of alcohol made me large and in charge. Let's see here. Where are we at here? You smoke to help you manage your back pain. Yeah, that's what I do. Scumadila. I have chronic back pain and arthritis, slip discs, and all of that stuff. I got injured, working in a Walmart distribution center when I was younger. All the heavy lifting, just screwed my back. It has never been the same. You are from Russia. Privyat, my drug. Menzavut Deacon. My mother has taught me all of the greetings in Russia and everything. Let's see here. Yum Yum, Tree of Knowledge. There's really a mentally looking guy making videos against you. Has there been more? There's Darth Raven. I've seen one of them. I thought it was hilarious. Save us. He made a YouTube short that says, we must save people from Father Deacon. It's called The Dangers of Father Deacon, the pagan Christian. Is what he called it. I thought it was hilarious. Someone on our Discord community, they had shared that. I thought it's wonderful. When you have people doing that, that helps you in what you're doing. I'm trying to make a living doing this. And it's good to have criticism like that. What the criticism I don't like is when people threaten my life, and that some of you have heard crazy ass Christians on here that want to harm me physically. So I have a family that I need to protect. If a crazy Christian, tries to harm me, I have to take measures to protect myself. Let's see here. Cannabis is great. Hail Dionysus. Hail Pasithia. Amen, Amen. And Shivya. I am deity illiterate. I can't. Your uncle has firearms. He hunts wild boars with it. Yeah. Firearms in the United States is something that's politicized. One of the problems that we struggle with in the United States is mental health. We have a huge problem with mental health, and guns get the blame because you have these psychos that go take weapons and they go murdering and everybody, right? The problem is not the guns. The problem is the culture. And I blame Christianity for this. Christianity has created a divide between the natural world and the spiritual world by not recognizing that nature is a way to experience the divine. The way that we, have the philosophical ideas in the for instance, in the United States, is that nature is just something you use. This, in the culture of children today, everybody's inside. No one gets to experience nature. Nature is the natural way to experience divinity. And when you separate people from that and put them in an artificial environment, they're bound to go insane. And so this I blame on Christianity. I don't blame the guns. I blame the fact that we have lost connection to the natural world as a form of spirituality. I take my children at least once a week out into the parks or the woods or something. They're all caught up in the video game worlds, right? But I take them and I teach them, this is the way to experience God out here. This is where God can be found. If I have them touch the feet of the earth with, their bare feet, the grass. I teach them these things so they don't lose their goddamn minds, because that's what's happening to people today. We are so isolated from the natural, from the real, and it's causing mental illness. It's causing all kinds of health issues in the world. Let's see here. So I don't blame the guns. I blame Christianity. You are Russian. Wonderful. Wonderful. In a more private setting. Okay. Crazy people everywhere, right? They even use cars to hurt people. Protect yourself at all times. Yeah. If you think about it, just go back to 1950. All right. People were going outside still. Were they blowing up their schools with gunfire, the young people? No, they were not. I see the problem that we are unhealthy mentally and physically. We have lost our connection to the earth. Yeah, I remember Fiona. Fiona, unfortunately, left our community. Fiona was a wonderful person, and I hope she comes back. Now, she was always a little bit on the wild side. In some people got in arguments with her in our community. Fiona, unfortunately, when I left the church, she goes, "I'm not calling you father anymore." And she was upset about that. Now, I don't know why, because she was living her Catholicism very loosely. Some of the debates that she would have with people, were against the church. And I don't know why she was upset by, me leaving Christianity. It really affected her. So she left our community, which it brought me sadness. I was hoping one day to visit her over there in Ireland. When me and my wife, we are making a trip overseas. We're trying to save up now to go over there to visit our ancestral places, right? So Fiona, we love you. If you're watching, Fiona, come back to us. We miss our witch. Come back to us, Fiona. Let's see. Yeah. Religion sometimes divides people, right? It's inappropriate when it becomes a thing that makes you hate another person. Now, I don't care if Fiona doesn't want to call me father. If people in my community, I tell them to call me by my first name, which is Rick, because Father Deacon is my stage name. It is. They used to call me that when I was in the church. I was called Father Deacon, but now it is a stage name. I am an entertainer. That is all that it is. So my inner circle of people, I just say, hey, just call me Rick, because that's what I am. I am not a minister. I am an entertainer. So I don't care if Fiona wants to call me just by my first name. But she went a little bit too far, unfortunately. We miss you, Fiona. May Artemis and Pan bless your uncle's son. Yes. Your uncle lives next to the Boers, only 5 miles. Prophet Elijah's birthplace, the Tishbite, right? Interesting. They had spent his energy that way. Let's see. You're going heli-hogging, yeah. No, people do that in my neighborhood. There are people who hunt the hogs. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to eat a creature like that. There are people that eat them, but they're scary. When they come after you, they can hurt you bad. So that's why I carry firearms when I go out to my grove. You feel short? Yeah, I'm 6'4". That's why you mentioned the other day that I look tall in my videos that I've been making that are what I call the anti-Yahweh videos. My YouTube short, the one I made before I came on, I look tall because I'm 6'4". No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Well, that doesn't work if you're being an asshole, right? If you try to hurt people, weapons will certainly hurt you. Humans have used substances for long. There's entire research field dedicated. Yeah, we are chemical beings. When you eat foods, it causes effects within your system. Like sugar, right? You get high off eating candy. We are beings of substance. It is a part of, and there's always abuses of substances, right? There's always people that abuse substances, but we are beings meant to integrate with substances. This is why we have a liver, why we have kidneys, why we have intestines. All of these things in our system allows us to experience the good things of what we eat and removes the bad things, right? Every time I drink alcohol, like if I have a can of beer, I will go to the bathroom within an hour, at least 6 times. I have a very healthy system that allows me to get out the things that aren't supposed to be there. The demons are laughing, probably at you, Bardic. You skew shorter, but in the shorts you make, I can see how close you are to the ceiling. Yeah, I am quite large. Yes. We love you too, Finn. Barwick, I am fake. What do you mean by that? You just being a dickhead? What do you mean by that? I am fake. I don't think I'll believe in God and have fear of man. The math ain't mathing. What do you mean by that, fire child? What does math have to do with you fearing your gods? I don't understand that. Thank you, Finn. Thank you. I have no clue why the government won't just legalize weed completely. It's free money. There's a reason why. Because the alcohol people and the pharmaceutical people, they're making millions. And for marijuana to be universally legal, they will lose money. I remember when my friend, when I was about 20 years old, she was dying of cancer. Now the THC pills, they made her just out of it. So we would smuggle reefers to her in the hospital. We'd take it out, burn a joint with her. It helped her to eat. It helped her much better than what the big pharma was giving her. So there's certainly an agenda. It all goes back to the dollar sign. These people are making so much money off of alcohol and the pharmaceuticals that they don't want just marijuana, which is a wonderful thing, to be legal. Let's see here. They look like medium dogs. Oh, you're talking about the boars. Yeah, they are quite scary. All right. Let's see here. Yeah. You can call me when I'm doing my shows. I'm Father Deacon. Unless I'm doing like the dungeon, I'm Dungeon Master on Fridays, Father Deacon the rest of the week. It is my stage name. For people in my community, you can just call me by my first name. I'd have no problem with that. Let's see here. Trying to catch up to you. Wow, I'm a little bit behind here. Let me start with my email post here. Trying to catch up. Alternative universes exist. I certainly be. Thank you, Finn. I appreciate you very much. I appreciate, just liking and subscribing is wonderful, because I do make money off of the commercials. But if you can support me any other way, I appreciate that as well, because I do this for a living. My plan, my income rate since I've started doubles every month. And I'm hoping in 5 years to be able to really have my wife retire and be able to make enough money to support my family. So I appreciate people that can contribute to me. There's a join button over there. For the price of a cup of coffee each month, if you wanted to, you could support me, small, medium, or large. I talk about all kinds of things on here with people. I love having these conversations. I share, my life experiences. I try to share those for various purposes. I enjoy doing it. And this is entertainment, especially if you're here in the evenings, right? Some of you, every night you are sometimes in tears because of the laughter, right? I do that, because that is my calling in life as a bard, is to bring people to the experience of divine joy, laughter. Laughter is not separated from spirituality. The Abrahamic religions, they have tried to do that. Some of the ways they describe their prophets and deities, they are not funny. The All-Father has the greatest sense of humor. And I feel privileged to be an instrument of divinity, to bring people to a place of laughter. And I'm glad that some of you find me hilarious at times, right? Where are we at here? Good morning, Vixen. Good to see you. Good to have our good friend Vixen, wonderful supporter of the program here. And you all been having some interesting conversations in the chat. I haven't been in the Discord chat talking about experiences of dragons, this powerful ancient symbol, that, is sometimes put in a negative light. And for other cultures, it's always positive, right? Where am I at here? No more government shutdowns because they're stealing our weed. Right. Where are we going here? Trying to catch up to your comments here. You are Russian. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Let me catch up here. Just a little bit behind here. Just a little bit behind in the comments. But as a courtesy, I try to catch up. I have an hour and a half to get through here. You global politics in school is a subject, and I conclude that the millennial reign of Christ is real. It's an autocracy. Well, the millennial reign in the New Testament, people believed he was coming back and doing that. And the church had to reinterpret that because it did not happen. That was the messianic expectations that were not real. But you can surely believe whatever you want to. I won't stop you. You're a Morrowind player. It seems they're just pricing a bunch of people out of health. I'll see what I can do. Oh, thank you. Let's see here. Chemistry, good to see you. Our good friend Chemistry. Our good Scottish friend. Good to have you. Yeah, good to have you here. No one wants to live in this world. I do. I love it here. The world is spiritual. But the Abrahamic religions, they don't teach that. They teach you that you have to go somewhere else to have spirituality. Not Judaism. I'm talking about Islam and the Christianity. Jewish people, they want to be resurrected and come back here. They understand that the world is a wonderful place where God is. But the Christians in Islam, they tell you that you have to go somewhere else to experience the paradise, which is not true. Paradise is here if you are willing to seek for it. The quest for the Holy Grail in all of the great mythology of my ancestors was a quest to find this wonderful spiritual encounter here. It is no the Grail is here. It is not elsewhere. You just have to begin to purify your life to go on that quest, to be able to drink from it. All of the quest of the great alchemists, looking for immortality. The earth is the alchemical vessel. It is all here. If you seek it, you will find it. Yeah, I love living here too. Good morning, Inquisitor Bacon has arrived, making sure that everything is not kosher. Good to see you, Inquisitor Bacon. Samantha, I'm going through parent alienation. What can I do? You're having trouble with your parents or the other way around. What can you do? The only thing you can do is love when you don't have to, right? Sometimes in alienation, we want to give in. We want to say, okay, you want to be an asshole? I'll be one too, right? Because we are hurt. You don't have to play that game. Do the opposite of what evil wants you to do. Evil always benefits when you play the game, when you don't do what evil wants to do. That is how you overcome it. So with parental alienation, always be the one that gives this alienation a reason not to be alienated. Do good, love. That is the only way to overcome it. Unfortunately, you have to continue with that pain sometimes when the other person doesn't want to do what they're supposed to do, right? But sometimes that can be overcome. People can be healed. Love is the only thing that can conquer evil. And forgiveness, right? Forgiveness when it is not warranted, when it is not deserved. Could overcome. Speaking of parental realities, on the way home, I took my kids to school this morning, and I was listening to Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. I have to listen to that privately because I get really emotional. I start crying because it's such a wonderful song. It reminds me of all of my daughters and my granddaughters. I got 3 granddaughters. I got 3 daughters. And just it brings all of these memories of, this sweet child of mine. It's such a beautiful, beautiful song. There's so much beauty in spirituality that are musicians in this world. Now, when I was in 6th grade, it was a wonderful rock and roll song. But as an adult, understanding the greater depth of love within the lyrics, that's where it gets me now. When you're an old man, looking at the beauty of the music. Let's see here. Trying to catch up. Safer than nicotine, right? Your weekend could have been better. A friend gave you a new Warhammer 40K game to play. That was a good balance. Was it tabletop or was it a PC game that you were playing when you're Warhammer? The last one I played came out a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. Was the one where you get to you're a prisoner and you have to prove your worth on this planet that is being taken over by the chaos, all of these undead villains and things. I forgot the name of it, but that was a lot of fun. And I love the mythology of the Warhammer universe. It's very interesting. Let's see here. This is your brain. after just 1 minute. Yeah, you remember the movie Reefer Madness? That was propaganda in the 1930s or 40s when that show came out, to tell you that marijuana was evil. It was, if you watch the movie, it's hilarious. People losing their minds by smoking reefers, right? I remember watching, the most funniest part is when this guy gets high and he starts getting in his car and driving like a madman and runs people over. I mean, it's hilarious, right? Let's see here. Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. Reefer Madness. You can go put it in your YouTube search. It is hilarious. It's great if you're high. You know, I bought the movie when I smoked marijuana as a young person for entertainment. We'd watch it all of the time and just laugh our asses off. You know, watching this movie about that was so fake. You're going to get your Roblox by Black Fridays here. Wonderful. Truthfully, you entered a parallel universe in a realistic simulation, a dream. I thought it was real and experienced the feeling of entering an alternative. Now that happens sometimes when people smoke DMT as well. We are a world within a world. You know, what's in here? You know, the sacred imagination. There's a universe that can create multiple universes. You know, the power of our creativity. It is infinite in what it can do. We're going through deacon withdrawals yesterday. Yeah, I am sorry. I've decided to no longer work on Sundays unless my wife has left, because I was doing it like 60 hours a week doing this, you know. So I am quite burnt out by Sundays. So I decided to take Sundays off from now on from doing this. Unless my wife has plans that day and is going out, I will do a Sunday show. But I got lots of relaxation yesterday. I'm all charged up here. And I do miss being on here as well, you know, because I like talking to people. I really enjoy it. So just as you all were wanting me to be here, I also wanted to be with all of you. I really enjoy doing this. But it does take, you know, a lot of preparation. You know, talking for hours on end with people is a lot of work. And creating themes as well. This is Goddess Monday. And tonight I'm going to talk about, I call it the quest for the maiden. I'm going to be talking about that tonight for tonight's show for Goddess Mondays. Goddess Mondays. So that the theme tonight is the maiden. Next Monday it's going to be Mother, and then the following will be Crone, and then we'll see whatever happens after that, right? You know, I started doing like every day a theme, but I realized I don't have the time to do that anymore. So 1 to 2 theme broadcasts per week now. The D&D campaign that I have is, you know, taking a lot of energy to do as well. That's like an extra 10 hours just to prepare for our Friday D&D games, you know, coming up with, you know, how am I going to entertain people through this experience, you know, trying to be creative in that. It takes a lot of work to do as well. A 10-hour preparation for just 2.5 hours, you know, that's a lot of work. You get it on your belly and head. Ooh, interesting. Where are we at here? You have chronic brain damage? Probably, Justin. I was dropped on my head when I was younger. I haven't recovered. You are harassing dragons on Skyrim. Interesting. We are certainly beautiful. That's right. You nearly became a Christian fundamentalist the last couple of days because you haven't watched the Deacon. You were shaking and speaking in tongues. Hail Keradwin, you are back for the spiritual entertainment. Yeah, you know, that happens, right? Some of you regress back into Christian fundamentalism. It's such a temptation, right? Going around speaking in the unknown tongues, Cannabis is sacred medicine. Yes, I agree. Deacon, I'm really sad that I can't enter a real-life parallel world. Or can I? Well, the problem with your sadness is your lack of satisfaction with being satisfied with your current circumstances. Stop trying to escape. Everything that you experience in a parallel world is all here. It is all here. You have to transform your own environment. You have the ability to do that. Make your life meaningful and purposeful. Stop trying to find it somewhere else. You have the power to transform your environment. You remember that guy? Where are we at here? Kirtan is a devotional music jam session. Interesting. Are you a Celtic priest? Do you try to test the cools? What do you mean cools? That's the cigarettes to me. Cools? The menthol-flavored cigarettes? No, I am not a Celtic priest. I am the high priest of spiritual entertainment. My spirituality is Celtic themed, right? Ceridwen is my goddess. She is Celtic, Welsh Celtic. Let's see here. Fruit of the Spirit. There are many people called Christians, but I am a follower of Christ, not a Christian. Why do you have to say that? Can you prove your Christianity without trying to prove your Christianity is the question. Now, people who come on and saying, I am not like them, you are not proving your Christianity. You're proving how you are not like them. If you cannot prove your spirituality by pointing at other people, you have a fake spirituality. It is not real. Do you understand my meaning? You should be able to demonstrate your religion by not having to prove it to others. It should be seen by all. If you can't do that, then you need to begin to reform your life. This is very important because you find in a lot of Christian fundamentalism, we are not like them. We are not the heretics, the blasphemers, that church or this church. This is a false form of spirituality. It's in all religions. You can find it. We are not like them. We have to, because of this or that. It's fake. Stop being fake. Start seeking the real thing. Stop trying to say, I am not like them. Start being true to yourself. Let's see here. Hail Ceridwen. Ceridwen hates guns. Yeah, she'll throw her cauldron at you, right? You piss her off, you get the cauldron. Sean, I am a dork because I'm not doing religion the way you are. Thank you. Thank you for sharing us your spirituality of name calling. Fruit of the Spirit. You're just repeating. You say you are not a Pharisee. You certainly are one. The Pharisees, their spirituality is like, we are not like them. So you're doing the exact same damn thing that you are reading in your Bible. You're doing the exact same damn thing. Stop it. Stop trying to make yourself spiritual by saying, I'm not like other people. You are fake. Let's see, the gun's fault, but the person holding it, right? Jesus taught the kingdom as God is within you. The religious ones don't like that. Yeah, it is within you. But if no one can see it, you have to ask yourself, is there really a kingdom there? Am I just making this shit up? By saying I'm not like other people and saying I have the kingdom, you have a false form of religion. You are doing the same thing that these people you are accusing of. You like that many things are changing the labels, fruit. Yeah. Let's see here. Scene said, let's see, Sean is making videos against me. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate you making me known in the world. You are helping me. I appreciate you. I don't make all the videos you want against me. I don't care. I'm not always right. So if you feel I am doing something wrong, certainly make a video for it. I don't care. That's wonderful that you are making videos against me, Sean. People are losing their right mind. Yes, Miss Simmons, you're right. I love it. We can get energy from the earth because we are the Son. We are one with the Father. Yeah, you're right about that. Good morning. Titanium Justin here. The inheritor of the tradition of Steely Dan. Titanium Justin, good to see you. Good evening from Sweden. Good to see you, Tommy. Good to have you here. Let's see here. You wish you were a wife in the 1950s? Why is that? Why do you want to be a wife in the 1950s? Now, in the United States, you did not have the cultural freedoms that you would find now. You know, there was cultural norms that were very oppressive to women in the 1950s. Why would you want to return to something like that, right? Did you just want to go back then to burn your bra, and fight for women's rights, women's equality? The inequality of the sexes, it comes from the Abrahamic religions. Mental health and bad food, yeah. Please explain why you worship a God character that gives specific laws for life. I don't. I don't worship. Keridwen is my goddess. So you have misplaced your commentary. I don't. Gods that must make laws to control you they're pathetic. Keridwen has no laws. Like you want, here I am. That's all she offers. Her only law is, here's my cauldron. Do you want it? That is the law. It is that she places the cauldron before you. Do you take it? Yes or no? That's up to you. She is not a weak, pathetic God like the God of the Bible. Yeah. Let's see here. Hail Gaia, mother of all. Yeah. The earth is our mother. You had a final gummy with a 16,000 milligrams of hemp. Oh my word. You get along with Fiona. Fiona was a nice person. Yeah. Jesus was a chieftain and the Baram of the world wielder of God, who was sent to mid-realm to save souls so we can drink mead in the upper realm. Yeah. I don't have a problem with Jesus at all. Jesus to me was certainly real, and he was a wonderful teacher, and he was certainly a divinity. I don't have a problem with any of that at all. The church to me has hijacked him. He didn't come to save us from a God. What the Christ offers is a way back to what we are. That's how I see it, that we are divine. We have lost our way. And I think that he teaches us back to the embrace of the All-Father. Him and Keridwen are friends, in my opinion. Oh, my. Dissolution of the ego is the only thing that relieves depression. Yeah, Carl Jung would see depression as a friend. What is it saying to you, right? Let's see here. Meet Nomad Schneider. What you believe, my friend. I believe in spiritual entertainment. That's it. That's all I believe in. Yeah, dogma tends to create fiction. Dogma is an evil of the church. meant to control people. The dogma says, if you're not doing it our way, you are kicked out. You are now given over to the devil. You are anathema. It is a control mechanism. And that's what it is. It is an evil. It is not good. I don't have a problem with any religions to say we have teachings that we think are right. That's not what dogma is. Dogma is, if you're not going to do it our way, it is the highway. And that is an evil to me. Nice to see you, Lizard. Nice to see you. Let's see here. You quit needing medication for bipolar when I learned to let bad emotions go. Yeah. That's the thing. A lot of our mental health issues, when we are given the proper tools, we're able to deal with them. Now, there's a big industry for not wanting you to have the proper tools, for just wanting to give you pills all the time. The pills are not the solution. Teaching people to deal with their emotions, that is the solution. Pills will always lead to more and more pills. And then you will lose your damn mind. Let's see here. Dionysos. Yes, we need more Dionysus here to heal mental health in the United States. Let's see here. You like Guns N' Roses? Yeah, Fiona was a Catholic Christian in Ireland, a good friend of ours. And she wasn't a fundamentalist, so I don't understand why she would get mad at me for leaving the church. A lot of people left my stream when I left the church. I understand that. But I've been pretty much anti-Catholic for a long time, even though I was a Catholic in the church, a minister, right? Exercise and diets helps more than medications every year, certainly. Oh, my word. Sugar is a gateway drug, certainly. I don't miss the message of your real name. Yeah, well, there's no reality for me here. That's in our inner community. Yeah, I would appreciate if people don't use my real name here, because this is a stage that I am a spiritual entertainer. It's like calling RuPaul by his real name, right? Is RuPaul, that is his stage name. Let's see here. Where am I at here? Nice to see you, Draw X Arrow. Nice to see you. Stress management has a lot to do with letting bad emotions go. Yeah, stress. Shit happens, right? Things are difficult. Difficulties and stress are not the same. Stress is you making it more than it should be. Sometimes we have difficult times at work, right? Stress is making it more difficult up here, playing it over and over and like a broken record in your head. Stress is something that you cause. Things are difficult, but stress is something that you create for yourself. Worrying about shit doesn't help the problem ever. Worrying is an illusion to want to control your circumstances, and you never can. Most people, you spend most of your life worrying about things that it doesn't do anything. It just destroys you. Worrying destroys you from the inside out. There's nothing you can do about it. So stop stressing yourself out. Let's see here. Hi, in what you believe, by the way, good background music. Thank you. Spiritual entertainment is what I believe in. That's what I do here. I don't care what anyone believes in. I am an entertainer. If you want to talk about whatever with me, I will talk about it with you. I'm just an entertainer. Let's see here. It is both fascinating and kind of frightening how interconnected our mental health and nutrition intake is. Certainly, yeah. All of this false shit that we're eating. For instance, autism If you go back in time 50 years, there was no autism like we are experiencing today. Everybody that I know, there's in all of these people have children who are autistic. I have 2 children that are autistic. This is from our unhealth, from the things that we have been eating. I really appreciate the health in the United States, our health czar, Mr. Kennedy. He understands this shit. I was hoping he could have been president, but he had to compromise in order to help people, and I respect him for doing that. He knew who was going to win, and he says, this is the only way I can help people with this huge problem in the United States with health. And so I appreciate Mr. Kennedy for trying to make food that is good for you inexpensive again. There is an agenda by people that are running our governments to make the shitty foods more expensive, and the other way around. The good foods more expensive and the shitty foods cheap as hell. There's an agenda at work to make us dependent upon big pharmacies, the big pharma, right? It begins with what we eat. This is what we eat shit and die. That's what we're doing right now. We are eating the shit and dying, As a working class poor person, the only thing I can really afford to feed my family throughout these years of growing up for my children is pasta. That's not good for you eating all the time. I can't afford always to buy the foods that are healthy, right? And I would like one day to become a vegan. That is my goal, but I cannot afford it. I can't afford to do that for my family. So there's certainly an agenda at work that tries to make us unhealthy. You stopped drinking after taking gummies as well? Wonderful. Hail Keredwin, the brainless one. It's been a while. How's the groupies doing? We're doing well. We're doing well. The brainless one. Good to see you. Oh, shoot. I just lost a whole bunch of comments here. Where the hell am I here? Oh, my word. I'll have to stop here where I just lost 1,000 comments. So I apologize. Now, no one. Hermes wasn't a god of comedy. Now that is Hermes, I wouldn't know the Hermes that you're speaking of. Was there any gods that were dedicated to comedy? I don't know. Keredwin for me is. Keredwin is the goddess of bards. And in the Bardic tradition, there's all kinds of flavors of what a bard is. So she, to me, is the goddess of comedy. Oh, where are we at here? Cat Eyes. Good to see our good friend, the Cat Eyes. That's what I like about you, Father. You have a belief, but you don't judge others. You see or believe differently unless they judge you. Yeah. If you're being an asshole, I certainly will judge you. Because I have a understanding that when your God is an asshole, you certainly will act like that too. That is a philosophy that gets demonstrated time and time again on here by some of these people, right? You like Loki as a redeeming story? I wouldn't. I haven't learned the mythology of Loki. That would be interesting for me to dive into that at some point. Hermes is a god of comedy, is a trickster, and appears frequently in the medium. Interesting. I did not know that. I am cute. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Fairy energies. Yeah. If this is paradise, oh boy, what a statement. You obviously have lived a sheltered life. People are rated in this world. It's clear from paradise. I grew up in the ghetto of Detroit. That was a concrete jungle. That was not paradise, certainly not. I'm talking about the spirituality of this world. It is all around us, that for whatever reason we are not given eyes to see it. Now, Jesus Christ said that when you are reborn, you shall see the kingdom of God. But Christian churches don't teach that. They say when you die, you'll see it. I don't believe in it. The mythology of the Eden story, to me, is a demonstration of the natural world and its potential to reveal divinity. Eden is a place to see the gods. And we have the ability to see that in the natural world. Paradise for me is going out into my swamp and sitting in my grove, my laurel oak trees, to be able to experience divinity through what is natural. So you are twisting my words around because you're not satisfied with that answer. So please don't do that. Have I read the Hermetica? No, I have not. I have only bits and pieces, but I am certainly a hermeticist in terms of how I understand the cosmos as one thing, rather than you have to go somewhere else to meet with divinity. Everything in the cosmos is available to you when you learn the proper, having the right clothing on to get there. Finding the unity and the harmony within, the alchemy of bringing the sun and the moon together. Finding that balance, finding that unity reveals a greater mystery about the world that you live in. And this is all around us. This is what you find in nature. It is all there. Let's see here. Trying to catch up. Thank you, good friend Confucius. I still need to talk to your brother. I've known Confucius here and his brother for about 20 years, right? Good friend Confucius here. I'm going to call him. Because he always has a problem calling me. He always makes excuses. I'm going to keep calling. Let's see here. Let's say, heaven and hell, a place in your heart. Yeah, you could make that certainly a discussion, that what we experience begins in us. It does not begin by going somewhere. When you die as you are. And people who have experienced that DMT dump and have returned, they talk about heaven or hell. How you are now is how you experience the life to come. So begin to live your heaven now, and you will certainly have heaven in the life to come, is how I understand it. It's all here. It is all here. Have I read the Aesop, the Astrophanians, or Lucian? No, I have not. Now, when I was younger, my major for my undergrad was started out in philosophy. So I had to go through all of these philosophers and things that I just don't remember. That was many, many years ago, before I changed my major to religion. That's how it all started out. So, some of that stuff I just don't remember. The Abrahamic religions say that belief in Jesus, but they reject Jesus's teaching. He said that we can establish heaven on earth, but people refused. Yeah, you're right. When you go to a church, what do they tell you? You'll meet him one day. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing it will be. That's such a lie. Churches aren't meant to be funeral homes. They should be places to help you to see now, not later. That is a big scam in Christianity. Different type of Hermes? All right. We're getting all our Hermeses messed up, right? You just talk out of your ass. Not a single thing you say is useful to anyone. Well, Sean, you're just an ass. I may talk out of my ass, but you are an ass in its complete reality. And all you do is come on here. When you do, and you bitch and you whine, you're just a little bitch. You don't have to be here. Obviously, the contradiction in your statement is, I get people who subscribe to me in every show I do. Usually it's been about 300 minimum a week. So you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're just being a dickhead. Let's see here. Oh, my word. Hermes was a god. Yeah, he is the god that has the magical sandals, right? Is running around all over the universe, right? He is the father of Pan. Yeah, you're right. Get off drugs, idiot. If I get off drugs, I will be miserable. Drugs helps me to function in the world as a sane person. I use drugs. I would prefer to be sober. Yeah, certainly. I would certainly prefer sobriety. Uh, but I need to get high in order to talk to people because I would be miserable. Like I said, I could not even make dinner for my family in the evening if I'm not intoxicated. Let's see here. Where are we at here? Let's see. Trying to catch up to you. You don't like Guns N' Roses? Well, you can't appreciate culture. How many people here are intoxicated? You are one? Yeah. Yeah, people like coming on here and sharing their intoxicity with me. And that's fine. I don't judge people. You be you, right? Father Deacon, he gave me the video game Warhammer Dark Tide. That's the one. That's the one I played. That's quite enjoyable. You work with 4 other people, right? And you're trying to get not being a prisoner anymore. Yeah, the Dark Tide. That was a lot of fun. I think that's the same one, right? What do I think of tarot cards? I read runes. I think tarot cards are wonderful. And so are runes. Runes are a wonderful thing for me. Now, runes for me, that was like when I first got my hands on it. And I'm still learning them. There's so much to memorize. I'm like, if you came from a reading for me, I'd be like, I got my notes and things off to the side to interpret. And they always work. They always are accurate. Religions are made out of greed. I don't think so. Religions is part of our creativity, of our humanity. The Dark Tide game, yeah. That's it, yeah, right. Dude worshipper, you are truly a fool. The Greeks learned about Hermes from Egypt. Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, there's many people that practice tarot that are, good Christians, right? I'm just calling out how cheesy. No, you're just being a dickhead, Sean. There's a difference between challenging someone's belief and just being a dickhead all the time. That's all you do when you get on here. And nobody's listening to you. There's like, who's this asshole named Sean that keeps coming on here? Oh, my word. I know nothing of alchemy, worshiper. Yeah, how do you know? You're just being a dickhead too, right? When people, I'm willing to be educated. Why don't you educate me, Mr. Dickhead? Let's see here. You smoke blunts with Bible paper? Yeah, I did that when I was younger. When we'd run out of papers, we'd just rip a page out of the Bible and fire it up. They do that in prison as well. Let's see here. We don't make you laugh like it once did. No, it's certainly, when I first smoked reefers, I laughed the entire time. I mean, it was hilarious. You don't get that when you keep smoking reefers regularly. You don't get that wonderful high that you first got, right? Alchemy came from the Greeks. Alchemy is an ancient art that really took off in the Middle Ages, from what I understand. We are made from the imagination. That's right, Molly. We are made from someone's imagination, and we have the power of imagination. We can create universes. We can transform the world that we are living in. It begins in the imagination. We are part of the divine imagination, as the great William Blake, shared with the world, right? This William Blake is a wonderful, he's a prophetic figure in the world. Thank you, my good friend, the true few. What are you saying here? Pleasure lasts for minutes. Pain can last for a lifetime. Yes, it certainly can. Without substances, I would not be here sitting down. Like I said, it's opioids for breakfast, reefers in the evening. Thank you for your support, my friend. Yeah, the divine imagination, William Blake, he was such an instrumental person in the world during his time, which was a few hundred years ago, right? Without him, I wouldn't be here today talking to you, because he was a great influence on how I understood religion. The very little I was exposed to of William Blake, the few lectures that I heard, that's all it took to change how I understood religion. Let's see here. Which universe made you yap nonsense out of YouTube Live? The universe that pays me lots of money? Where are we at here? You meant Maynard when he was toured back in the APC days? Or you're talking about the tools? What a fool. You are a worshiper. I never said I was a Christian. No, you didn't. You're just a dickhead. All right? You've made it very clear to the audience. No one, as he calls himself, is just a dickhead. We are all very aware of your antics. Thank you for making it known. I'm sorry that I thought you were a Christian fundamentalist. You don't want to go to DMT world? Yeah, neither do I. Some people have taken DMT. I don't like losing control. The last time I took mushrooms, which was a few months ago, the synthetic version, I did not like it. I did not like the journey. It was a necessary journey, but I did not like going through the journey. It was not enjoyable to me. The experience I had after the journey certainly was worth going through that. I don't like losing control. That picture, you look like Mali. That looks like you. You look like my goddess Keridwen. Oh, my word. You're catching up with the videos. Wonderful. Let's see here. Yeah, you don't have to defend me, Miss Simmons. It doesn't, if you try to reason with a dickhead, it never works out for you. They just don't want to be courteous to others. Sherry, I'm implanting garbage in brains. Oh, my word. If you treat other humans with love and respect, your religion shouldn't matter to anyone else. That's right. You're right. Q Wozy is your name. However, if you act like a dick with your religion, you're going to be met with contempt. You're right. You're very right. Lots of people here asking things only they should know. Look within yourself. Yeah. Well, sometimes we need people to point us in the right direction, Mali. Sometimes we need help. It's all there. But sometimes we need those people to help us to see what is already there. Use a chat GPT to DM for you. That is lazy man's dungeon mastering. No, thank you. Let's see here. That's right. Tell him, Vixen. Dragons are real. Yeah, I believe that. I believe in a spiritual sense, that they are spiritual entities. Let's see here. Thank you, Finn. I don't come here. YouTube brings me here. And yes, I am dumbfounded by the stupidity of this dude. Spiritual stuff is well and good, but this guy is a myth. So, well, the evidence contradicts your dickheadedness on here. The community that I've begun to build here continues to grow. And obviously, you'll never be welcome because dickheads are not allowed. Let's see here. Yeah, you don't have to defend me. He's just, when you try to have a conversation with a dickhead, what happens? Dickheads, penises don't have ears. They just, reveal themselves and all their stiffness to you, right? Where are we at here? You played your flute? Oh my, what's going on with that? Oh my word, look at these people. Yeah, let's see here. Let's see here. Yeah, the reason why I leave people and don't block them, as long as they're not using obsceneness in their presentation. It's unfortunate that people, that their spirituality or lack of spirituality leads to lack of courteousness in their life. Jeez. Oh my word. Gary was deleted here. I can't see what he is saying here. Wolfgang, you want to know about my cousin Wanker? Yeah, is he in the chat? Yes, he is. He is wanking it right now as he speaks. My cousin Wanker. Don't get me started on my other cousin Mike H. I can't say his last name. Let's see here. Alchemy did not come from Hermes Trismegistus of Egypt. It did not come from the mythology of Hermes. That is a oral tradition that found its way into the alchemical tradition. Alchemy was around way before Hermes was around. Hermes thrice blessed comes out of that tradition. He is not the founder of alchemy. He is a part of that tradition. Oh, where are we at here? Gary was banned for being a pervert. Oh my. So many people have a little bit too good of a time when they're watching me, getting all excited sexually, watching me do what I'm doing here. Gary is probably one of my Grindr refugees. I block them on Grindr and they find their way here to harass me, right? Let's see here. How do you know the Christian God is true? I don't promote it, and I don't believe it is true. Christians are so angry because their God says they are not to worry, but also tells them they just need to believe. Laughable, right? Yeah, well, you can have all of this crazy shit that you can make out of the Bible. It really is. They call it the good book. It's really not a good book at all. It was put together to control people. I mean, to control a narrative that we have the revelation. And it makes people do dumb shit, right? Makes people assholes to other people, right? Like we see on here, right? All of these Christian fundamentalists, they come on here. And, they don't care about other people. Say, I love you, brother. That's why I'm being an asshole. No, you don't love me. You're just being what your Bible teaches you to be, an asshole. Oh, let's see here. Let's see. Trying to catch up to your comments here. Oh, my word. Yeah, thank you for the augmented night. Our good friends taking care of the people getting inappropriate. Stop strawmanning, worshiper, and admit you are wrong. Don't you love these magical words? That they call straw man, or they come up with these words that these apologists and things. What's another one that they use? Straw man. Oh shit! What's the other one? They love these special words that make them feel good about themselves. Oh, my word. Parpisagiri, interesting. Greek Hermetic philosophy created early alchemy. You are a dork for a lot of reasons, and you're a dick for many of the obvious reasons, right? Why do you like being a dick? People see could you imagine you're being in a are you dick? Why are you dick? Do you perform the natural obligations? Let's see. Kabbalah arrived later. Yeah, the Kabbalah that's Jewish medieval stuff based in alchemy, right? You just hope you live long enough to see united Ireland. Now, what's going on in Ireland that's dividing people? Is it that shit still going on? The Protestants versus the Catholics? Is that still going on? I thought that was all taken care of. Oh, my word. Your name is Sean too, but you're not a dick? All right. Oh, my word. How many accounts does Gary have? Oh, my word. Sage. Bet I can fart standing up. Yeah, try to light a match behind that shit. See what happens. Maybe you'll fly into the air like a rocket. You need to take a Valium like candy? Red Tails, nice to see you. Oh, yeah. There's some strange people who like passing gas and talking about it, right? Oh, I remember when I was at a party when I was younger that there was this gentleman who liked to light them on fire. We'd all be chanting, fire a ball, fire a ball. And flames would come out of that shit. How would his ass hairs still be on there, right? Oh, my word. Good afternoon, Sam. Good to have you here. Why is it afternoon for you? You're over in the southwest, right? It's got to be morning for you, early morning. It's still morning for me. Where are you, Sam? Where it is the afternoon? See here. You know, it'd be fun, Sam, to have you on one day to interview you to talk about therapy and the gods and stuff like that. Your therapeutic reality, your work that you do, and integrating that with your spirituality. That would be a fun conversation to have on here, wouldn't it? Jeez. My word. Let's see here. Your karma ran over your dogma. It happens. Greetings, Martin. Hope Lady Mara has blessed your day. Yeah, we're still looking for the Amulet of Kings. Molly, you are a Wiccan. I don't eat meat because I love the world, and people also God of gods. Yeah. What kind of Wicca do you practice, Molly? There's so much of it out there. If you ever lose your mind, just take some skooma. Yeah, skooma for breakfast. Let's see here. Mighty Talos and the old ways for the Nord countrymen. Yes, don't take Talos from us. Fundamentalist Nick, nice to see you. Curse frauds. Why subscribe to this guy? I don't know. You have to ask the audience. You thought St. Patrick took care of all the Celtics? No, he just stole their religion and used it for his own purposes, right? Caledon 316. Thank you, Nick. I am the way, the truth, and the cauldron. No one comes to the Owen but by me. Thank you for reminding us, Nick, of Caledon 316. My wonderful goddess here. Good morning from California. Good to see you, E. Buddhas. Nice to see you. Kat, you like it here. Thank you. Let's see here. I believe in God, but I don't believe in religion, as I don't agree with how many people die over religion. Yeah, there's a lot of wickedness there. There are Wiccans that are Christians as well. They love Jesus. They just don't like the other shit. We have a good friend that comes on in the evening. She is a Wiccan Christian. Her boyfriend or husband or whatever, he's like a fundamentalist Catholic. We make fun of them all the time. They come on in the evening to provide comic relief. Let's see here. Route 66. What are you talking about boys for? What, are you a pervert? RFK Jr., you're not a fan? You're not a fan? You have an autistic child. I think autism has always been here. It's never been diagnosed. Yeah, I think it's been what we know from science, and it's not been as prevalent in the world as it is today. That's what we understand from our sciences. They called it all kinds of other things in the past. You're right. Dude is a devil worshiper. No, Kellydwin is not a devil. She's a wonderful lady. You have autism. You lived in a madhouse because people were declared crazy here. That's unfortunate, right? Yeah, there's different ways you utilize your brain, right? And you have to train it in a certain way to be able to deal with the world, right? That's all that it is, right? The challenges that people have, right? Let's see, yeah. Tylenol is killing you, yeah. Robin Williams was the god of comedy. Yeah, he was a wonderful comedian, Robin Williams, right? I watched him in the beginning, Mork and Mindy. Remember that, some of you old people? You remember that we watched those reruns in the 80s. That was my first exposure to Robin Williams. Let's see here. Have you heard that the joke about a priest and Michael Jackson in an elevator? No, I'm not interested, because I'm going to assume that it's perverted and evil. Jimmy versus Martin. Motor City, lots of mechanical works. And yeah. Oh, my word. Yeah. I wasn't in Florida yet. I lived in Detroit. You see Adam and Eve as a message of control to get rid of the... yeah, you could certainly interpret it as that, right? You have this God who needs a gardener. And these gardeners were slaves. And they weren't supposed to do certain things. And then there was this nice little serpent that came along and says, hey, you're not going to die. And he proved that they did not die. It was a lie, right? So you can certainly come to that conclusion. Oh, my word. A little bit behind here. Trying to catch up. Time is not stagnant across the universe as well. It's weird. Near a black hole, you're technically time traveling. Yeah, time is relative, right? And there is no future yet, but the past is certainly real. You know that from our physics, right? Corey, you're into the Cuchulainn, the great champion of Ireland. He was one of the most heroic people in the mythology, right? If I recall correctly. And he messed around with the Morrigan a little bit, caused some problems. I think that's what way it goes, right? I can't recall exactly. Let me see here. DMT is fun. Yeah, people they're the astronauts using the DMT to go into these other worlds. Let's see here. Sometimes the Earth speeds up, certainly. Yeah, I love the book of Mary Magdalene. I've done several shows on it for women's empowerment. Am I a clanker? No, I use clankers to help me in my shows, certainly. A clanker is a term that is a a anti-AI term that comes from Star Wars. In the Star Wars, the Republic commandos were against the robots, the clankers, right? You prefer vodka? It shows an entertainment, yeah. A good absolute vodka, right? It goes down nice and smooth. And Natalie is high on life. Geo, you love love is our natural state of being. Alive creates unity, oneness. The one consciousness energy is most powerful thing in you. Yeah, love is the foundation for all things. I agree. You want to have the best kind of rituals. You have to base them in love. Love is the power behind all magic. Love is what brings harmony and unity. Drugs, yes. Druids and sandhaunts. What is a sandhaunt? Cannabis is not a drug. All of the cannabinoids, cannabis is part of human breast milk. Yeah, that is a chemical in your brain that is released, right? And that's all the substance does, is it releases that reality. My itchy nose here. Faded light, you dab penises to quit smoking? Yeah, whatever helps, right? If you ever want to run together, Doc, I don't play video games anymore, Inquisitive Bacon. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. I'd have to give up the show just to play video games. I take my games seriously. That's why I gave it up, because it was taking too much of my time, because I play to win. And 40 hours will go by like nothing. My wife doesn't like me playing video games because I would stay up all night long and sleep all day. She doesn't like that, so I've quit. It's very addicting. It's very addicting. What would bring me back? Probably the next edition of the Elder Scrolls. Right. I certainly would probably. That would be a great temptation. Cannabis oil is the best way to have human immune system activation and spiritual. You think so, Gio? You think so? That's right. Don't be addicted, right? The wise men have used astrology to find, in the Eastern Church, which was the church that I came from when I left Christianity. During Christmas, we had a hymn that we say that from worshiping a star, the wise men learned to worship Christ. Recognizing astrology as a real thing in the world. Trust in the sinless blood of Jesus. I don't believe in sin, so it's unnecessary for Jesus to have sinless blood. The Catholic Church, in order for Jesus to come here, they had to create an alien named Mary, who was conceived without original sin, just so Jesus, the alien, can come down here and not really be a human being, just to come down to pay for our sins. It's really bullshit. You smoked Bible paper before with your reefers? Holy Blue Yoshi. Good to see you. Faith about a man who lived, did 110 miracles, being witness persecution. That became a world religion. It's wild. Only interesting. Yeah, can be. You're in love with Natalie. You're Natalie's husband, Finn? Or is that your wife is named Natalie? Yeah, I think Natalie is married. Let's see here. Save your idealism, yeah. There's no need to save me. There's nothing to save. There's no sin. That is a lie. They say drugs are a crutch. Yeah, I'm handicapped, yeah. Oneness is truth, yeah. Don't go synthetic, yeah. Yeah, I talk about that transhumanization to me is going to destroy our humanity. That high broke my mind, probably, yeah. Shattered my reality. Probably. Then you like to lose control? I don't. Synthetic drugs are dangerous, yeah. I don't like synthetic mushrooms. I will never take them again. I plan on doing them again one more time, but the real stuff. When I go over to Wales in 5 years, they have the best mushrooms in the world. I hope to take some there. Don't buy the gas station pre-rolls yet. They're horrible, right? Music and cannabis for you, Geo. Did it for you? Yeah. I bought gas station mushrooms. That's what I got. In Florida, that's the only way to get them legally. You came back from it feeling like a Buddha? Well, when you go on a DMT trip or any psychedelic trip, you don't know what's going to happen. These are things you should prepare for spiritually. Because you can lose your damn mind. You have to be careful. Oh, my word. You played the flute for 6 years. Wonderful. Psychedelics is about emptiness of the inner part of the brain. You're going, you become one. Yeah, certainly. Are you a pastor, sir? No, I am the high priest of spiritual entertainment. That's what I am. Let's see here. Stop putting out false doctrines. What's false? What is the doctrine? I am entertaining people. I am having conversations with people. There's nothing false or doctrine here. I don't give a shit what people believe in. I'm just talking to people. You've got cousins that name dis and these. Oh, my word. Oh, jeez, my word. Oh, it also changed you. The ego gone, even stuff that was heavy on me. So you found healing from it. With your addiction to tobacco. Wonderful. Go watch the John Ramirez. John Ramirez is a freaking fruitcake. That's what he is. He's like, when I was a Satanist, I would fly over the earth and out of my body, bringing curses. John Ramirez is a nutcase that wants you to buy his books. He's a complete Fruit Loop. He is such a lunatic. This is what happens in Christian fundamentalism. People that come from other religions or other spiritualities, for him it was the religion of, what's it called? It's not voodoo. Santeria. He equated it to Satanism. And it's not, Santeria is not Satanism. There are different forms of Santeria. They're not satanic. John Ramirez is a complete nutcase. And because he's been on talk shows and stuff, people take him seriously. I used to be one of the people that said everything in the occult is bad. And then I got educated. I learned about religions and people's practices. I'm like, why do these people in these religions, they don't see this as demonic, but wonderful? Why do, when they become Christians, it turns into demons now? It's all bullshit. All John Ramirez is he lives and thrives off of fear. He sells fear to people. He is doing the work of a diabolical entity, an archon, making people afraid of everyone else. This is Christianity in its finest, and it's all of its bullshit. My outfit looks like Yo Janku. What the hell is that? Oh, let's see here. As a believer in Christ, I can just not proclaim my faith in God and try to be an asshole, but sometimes I end up being an asshole too. It happens sometimes. We all make mistakes, right? Who's Mr. Fred? I don't know who that is. No, not going to watch John Ramirez. He's a Fruit Loop. Your prayer and obedience will show you God. Yeah, if you are obedient, you will have a father. Now, my children are disobedient all the time. If I acted like the God of the Bible to my children, I would be in trouble. Either the authorities would take my children away, or they'd heat my guts. Maximus, your God is wicked. Your God is an evil being. No, thank you. You left religion years ago because they couldn't answer your questions. Yeah. Oh, my word. The Bible is not indeed the truth. The Bible is a mythology that was put together to control people. It's only good for reefer papers. What happens to us after we die? I don't know. I haven't died yet. All I know is that there's a being who loves me. That's all I know. Emotional foundation, we act. People with inner negativity as demons, right? They project them. Oh, my word. What are we going on here? Knowledge is important. The Bible speaks about darkness like this. Your God tells people to rape people. I mean, that's as dark as you can get in the Bible. Read the 13th chapter of Isaiah. God raises up a nation to rape people. What a wonderful God you have. John Ramirez's testimony is truly compelling. Yeah, if you are a Christian fundamentalist, he's so full of shit. Shows witchcraft? No, it doesn't. It shows his crazy ass version of reality. You really believe a person who is flying around the universe, putting curses on people with demons and stuff? Usually when someone tells you that, you think they have a mental illness. But you say, oh, he is a person, he's a prophet, he's a teacher, he is wonderful. Is it true one can only pass the paralyzed gate with a heart as light as a feather? Are you talking about the book of the dead for the Egyptians, preparing you? Oh, my word. Maximus is a fundamentalist. Yeah, you read all of 5 John's books. Congratulations, you have been manipulated. You've accepted all of John's lunacy, and you're paying him for it. You've been manipulated. Oh, my word. There's all these crazy-ass Christians around, right? You look like you barely have a high school education. You're right. I am... even if I wasn't educated, does that make me less of a person? You saying that tells me a lot. You might have a high school education, but you're certainly a dickhead, just by making that statement. Hail Talos. Oh, my word. Let's see here. These times, everyone is a baby? What the hell do you mean by that? Who is the lady in the background? That's my goddess Caradwin. She is the goddess of bards. I am a bard. You were paddled. Yeah, I was paddled in elementary school too. I remember the paddle had holes in it and everything, and I'd pretend like it hurt, just so it wouldn't continue on. You were scared of that as a child, right? The principal's paddle. They don't do that anymore, right? As parents, they'll beat your ass. You do that to their children. Let me go up here. I apologize if I lost some of your comments, but I'm getting towards the end of my program, so I'm trying to catch up. You're so stuck on this. String correction is necessary. No, the Bible in his correction is inappropriate. It is evil. You think raping someone is a correction? You're a sick person, is what you are. You don't have a religion? Yes, you just have the Bible. That's called religion. When you make a statement like the Bible is true, that is a religious statement that you are making. You are confused, is what you are. Who is the lady in the background? And why is this guy dressed like a Catholic priest? Not all ministers have this that are Catholic. Many people in various faiths use the clergy shirt. I do it because I am of the Church of Spiritual Entertainment. You've never got a Christian to respond about the story of Abraham, Isaac, sacrificing him. Yeah, it's a mythology. Real fathers don't listen to gods and kill their children unless they're mentally ill. It is not a real story. Oh, my word. These people are so convinced about this. They turned into furies. My dad would have smashed me. Well, a lot of young people are just trying to find their way in the world, right? The furry community, that people are just trying to find meaning in life. If you make fun of them, then you're not helping them. You just push them further into it. I dress up like a hamster every now and then. Why not? The Expert is your favorite movie, Merlin? Oh, my word. Abuse is abuse, right? I'm Irish. Who are you talking about? Ceridwen is not Irish, she is Welsh. Oh, my word. Your dad corrected you by showing you the right way. He did right. Yeah, that's fine. But not raising up a nation to rape your ass. Would that be appropriate for you? Is that how your dad operated? You know, that's wickedness. Isaiah chapter 13 is evil. God raises up a nation to punish others by having them raped. That's evil. That's not correction. That is a wicked God that does that. My word. Why did the Pope tell the world to make the message Luciferian nanotechnology, Mark? Why is there a witch in the background? Why are you a fundamentalist? Is the real question. Smokey the Clown, don't mess around. Get in Smokey's face and he'll kick your ass. You dropped a like from one content creator to another. Thank you, Smokey the Clown. Remember Homie the Clown? He was the ultimate clown, right? That was hilarious. Damon Williams. Some of you watched In Living Color as a child. That was one of the coolest shows ever when I was a kid. They can't do that nowadays, right? Because they'd make too many people cry. A Living Color, that was hilarious as hell. Oh, my word. You haven't read the Bible, so you're a hypocrite? I haven't. I went halfway around the world teaching the Bible. I've led thousands of people into the church. How about you, Mr. Maximus? How about you? I used to work in a church before I left Christianity. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I spent 30 years reading the Bible every day. Don't give me, just because I have an opinion that threatens you, don't be a child and say, you never read the Bible. You never read the Bible. I'm quoting you the Bible and how evil it is. Oh, my word. Anything to push God away. I never push God away. I pushed a God who's a dickhead away. Yeah, the Bible teaches an evil God. Oh, Christmas is pagan. So what? Yeah, the church built off paganism. Big deal. You're a liar and you're a fundamentalist. That's what you are. Lioness. Are you crying like a little baby now because I have different ideas than you? Oh, I'm not lying. I'm just lost. Yes, please save me. I am lost. Oh, mommy, help me. I am lost. I can't find my way around here. Oh, man. Yeah, Natalie, you've married for 21 years. Congratulations. Yeah, 26 for me. Yeah, congratulations. You have beaten all of the statistics. You must have got married young like I did, right? Natalie, I got married when I was 23. So you probably got married in your early 20s as well. Because you look young. You look quite young. Mr. Deacon, you have such a wonderful attitude. Thank you, Miss. Why not? Appreciate you. Drugs are a crutch and I'm handicapped. Yeah, that's what. Oh, my word. Really? So is the thief sin? Is it okay to steal? I don't know. First, I don't get my morality from gods who raise up nations to rape people. So your commandments and all of that are irrelevant to me. Come on in here, creature. You coming in? All right, stay out. Sometimes my rabbits will scratch on the door and they just won't come in. Most people in the chat should learn from your extreme levels of patience. Yeah, it doesn't bother me what people say at all. What are you doing? Are you coming in or out? Come on in here, creature. Let's see here. Abraham was rewarded by God for selling his own wife to another man. Yeah, that's a mythology. It's not real. Real people that do the shit that Abraham would do, we would call them a deplorable person. It is not a real story. It is a mythology. His whole name, Abraham, father of nations. It's mythological. Let's see here. Let's see. So, savior complex is so out of date. Yeah, there's no need for saving anyone. There's no God who is angry. This is the scam of the church, right? Rotting tree here. It's always good to have you festering amongst us. Good to have you here. You started a new job at a vapes shop. Oh, that would be wonderful. You could try all the free samples, right? Wasubi pre-rolls. Olive juice. Wonderful to have you here. Jeremy. So what is murder? Is it a sin? I don't believe in sin. Murder is evil. That's what it is. Murder is evil. Sin is bullshit created by Christianity. There's no sin. There's no angry God. I don't know why you would be taking moral lessons from a God who raises up nations to rape people. I mean, that to me, that would disqualify you from telling me about morality as a spiritual being. Not interested. No, thank you. Oh, they're putting kratom shots in their coffee. Oh, my word. Let's see here. Why do you need more context than that? Yeah. You're telling people Yeshua is an alien? Nope, not. It could be one, who knows, right? Yeah. Congratulations on your new vape job. Yeah. Maybe you can get me discounts. Paniciolus cainesius grows in copious amounts in the state of Florida. Very powerful experience. Yeah, I like to find some, right? Is that the fungus that grows on the droppings of animals? I wouldn't know. Where are we at here? The deacon is not a Christian, that's right. He's a Catholic apostate. That's what I am, yes. You are a Mormon apostate. I love flipping tables, Jesus, not his followers who are sick. Yeah. Right. We are in the apostate club here. We are all apostates. We reject your evil religion. When they meet a real demon, they'll know. Yeah, certainly. Oh, my word. Where are we at here? Let's see here. You did hypnosis to cure panic attacks? Wonderful. Obedience and disobedience. Bam. I love you, Daddy. You're welcome. I know some Christians who are decent people. Yeah, I do too. There's a few here. There's a few people in my community that are Christians. I don't have a problem with Jesus. He is wonderful. Just the religion that is about him is the problem. The Bible is not the truth. It is bullshit, Maximus. It is it is Maximus shit, is what it is. How high am I? I'm pretty good right now. I'm okay. I'm not. I get higher in the evenings. The opioids that I take for breakfast, they don't get me high. They just help me to curb the pain. Because I've been taking them for years. They don't get me high anymore. Why does it work so perfectly for reefers? I don't know. Look at Maximus. He's throwing a little temper tantrum here. You hypocrites! You haven't read it. Where? Go cry somewhere else, Maximus. Oh, my word. Let's see here. We have one creator. Wonderful. Well, I think we have two creators. Yeah, or maybe more. You have the father and the mother and all of the children, and then us, right? What if we were made as a community effort? Let's see here. It's designed that way so people take them from missionaries. African tribes love rolling up with Bibles. That was such an ingenious plan, right? Like if you run out of papers, you can go to the Bible for your reefer. It says Satan has blinded the minds of unbelievers. Yes, that's what happened here. You got us. You have found the truth now. Now leave us alone. Go away. Oh, how's it going? Wonderful, Stephen. Stephen the Moor, or Stephen the Moor, whatever you call yourself. Deb Richardson is here. Deb, it is good to see you. Good to have our good friend from down under. Still waiting for you to be on Discord, Deb. Good to have you. Deb is waking up in the middle of the night over there in Australia just to have a time of enjoyment between the dreams. Good to have you here, Deb. Let's see here. And Linny, you let Steve out. Good to have our fellow heathen, the Linny here. The dominatrix of Steve. Linny here is a professional dominatrix. She knows all the secrets of the whip and everything. All of these wonderful techniques there. Look what she's doing to that little creature that she just put on the screen. Winding it all up. That's one of her techniques that she does for people in her dark chambers, that she has. Over there in Texas, right, Linny? You live in Texas. You have your dark chamber over there. Center is not a center. Interesting. Oh, my word. Where am I at here? Pikachu, you love Pikachu? Where does the word religion come from? Do you know? Nope. I don't know. I know that we are all religious. You said it once, you say it again. You had a cardboard with red strings pointing to religions and churches. Yeah, it's all aliens, right? We are all aliens. The Scientologists, they tell us that we are the spawn of the great semen of the intergalactic being known as the Xenon, right? He's getting it on with a volcano. We all were born from it. Let's see here. Grows in the dirt. Oh, interesting. Well, I've been looking around for some. Every time I see a mushroom when I'm on my way to Grove, I take a picture. Google, can this get me high? So I'm still looking. Our Celtic chieftain has arrived. Brian, Paul, good to see you. He's retired from a life of serving the church, so he can tell the truth about it. Yeah, that's I know all of the secrets, all of the techniques, everything. I know it all. I was a Christian for 30 years, so I know all of the dark secrets of the inner chambers. Serious question, Laura. Do I believe in a spiritual realm? Have any particular teachings to recommend? This is the spiritual realm. That's what I believe. There's all kinds of wonderful teachings in the world. to help you to wake up to what is around you, Laura. This is the spiritual world. It's not what the like Christianity, for instance, will tell you that the spiritual world is somewhere else and that you'll die to get there. The spiritual world is here. And there's many, many good teachers. Maybe someone in the audience could recommend to you something that might be helpful. But Laura, this place is spiritual. It's all how to see it, learning to see it. That is the point of spirituality, is learning to see what is here. It is all around you. Thank you, Lenny. Thank you for all those wonderful things. Oh, my allergy started. Gotta go take some Claritin. Oh, my word. Where are we at here? I'm getting close to the end. Getting close to the end here. You were never religious. You felt the energy. Falling tornadoes on the ocean. Interesting. I'm holding on to believing God. I call Jesus, but that's fine, right? Now, if you think about that for a moment, what you're doing, Laura. Now, you will say your Jesus is not like others, right? A lot of people will say that, right? Jesus for you is an archetype to a real being who is loving. For me, when I was a Christian, Jesus was the archetype of the Father. Oh, there's my testicles on my head. Testicles, testicles on my head. Thank you, Finn, for the testicles. So you are using an idea of a Jesus that is not like the Jesus of other people, right? That is an archetype for you, right? That is an archetype that allows you to see a loving being. This is the way of our humanity. We put faces upon what's inside of us. We use religion to do that. It's all within you. Let's see here. What of the great work, my friend? What is that? What great work is that? Vega Alpha Lyria. Dad, can you start discussing geopolitics? Well, the problem with geopolitics is the environmentalists. They are the problem because they're just guilt tripping people. When you're guilt tripping people, they just most people dig their heels into the sand, right? In order to win the battle against the geopolitical arena, you have to understand that the world is a spiritual place. You have to invite people into the journey. And how do you do that? By showing the benefits of being a spiritual person, of earth-based spirituality. That's the only way to do it. And making people feel guilty doesn't help. You're not helping anybody but yourself when you're making them feel guilty. Sorry, Greta, doesn't work for me. Oh, my word. Oh, my aliens, the data is leaking. Oh, my word. You love this, actually? Maximus, he wants to be with you. It's okay, going back to work. Your bitterness, your hate sucks. You'll have more and more pain. In the name of Caledon, I reject your evil Christian curse. I'm not going to have more and more pain. I reject your evil God. Not happening here. You see what they do? When they're not getting their way, they do what Jesus said not to do, which is to curse people. Oh, my word. You are Sagittarius rising, so I learn all the things before picking a arrow or a heart. Learn your birth chart, yeah. I'm a Cancer myself. Let's see. They'll leave their porch lights on, every street lamp in the middle of light, yep. Dude, turn away. I'm turning away from your evil religion, Maximus. Christians do black magic and don't even know it, yeah. They're blowing those birthday candles out. That came from witches. Let's see here. You need a good milkshake with some bananas. Oh, love male Cancers. They are comfortable. They are comfortable when people are emotional around them. Yeah, that's me, right? I'm in my Cancerness right here, in all of its glory, right? And guess what? Guess what I married? A Pisces, right? Perfect couple, right? Cancers and Pisces in astrology are the perfect couples, the perfect match, right? Now, I've come to the end of my morning session here with you. I know you all need this therapy in the morning. I will be returning in the evening. So, Deb, go back to sleep and wake up, and I will be here again with you. I appreciate like and subscribe. I do this every day, twice a day, mostly during the week. We'll be back this evening to talk about my goddess, to talk about this adventure of seeking out the goddess. I will see you this evening.